This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Time is all over the news. Couple quick headlines. U.S. Senators push for permanent daylight savings time. It is the Sunshine Protection Act of 2021. Reintroduced this Tuesday. Group of senators, including a senator from Washington State. So that is good. Maybe we can get rid of this daylight savings time once and for all.
It would just be easier, man.
Here's another one. Couple handcuffed themselves together for 3 months to fix their relationship. Couple from the Ukraine. They were not getting along, so what did they decide to do? On Valentine's Day, they handcuffed themselves together. And they decided they were going to stay that way now for 3 months. So they're still in the middle of them. They said the fights between us did not disappear. We still do fight, but in the end, we're not walking away from each other. So I guess it's helping, sort of. Okay?
Sort of is not right. If you end anything with sort of, all confidence is lost, right?
Yeah.
Can you fly this plane? Sort of.
Kind of. Man gets penis stuck in wrench for 17 hours. Dentist delicately.
Dentist?
Dentist. Drill it off. One more.
Okay, wait. If my penis is stuck in a wrench, one, I'm reevaluating my life. Beyond that, do you think you call 911 and then fire and rescue determines that the people that had the right tools are the dentist, or do you think this guy went to the dentist and said, I have a wrench?
Yeah, maybe.
How do you know?
I think they have the right equipment. I think the doctor said, you need to go, a dentist has this tool.
You know what you always want to hear?
Yeah.
When you have your genitals stuck in something and you're already embarrassed enough to go to a doctor that he says you need to see someone else.
Also,
that's exactly what you want to hear.
Lesson learned. Get an adjustable wrench.
Another quick thing. Do I trust a dentist to do this? It's nothing against dentists. I trust my dentist, but I trust my dentist with my teeth.
He can run that drill.
That's it. Don't know
17 hours, though. I mean, is that a long time? It's not a full day, but 17 hours of your penis stuck in something? Then there's the story of a man who gets his penis stuck in a pipe for 2 days.
Oh.
He had an excuse for it, but either way, 2 days is a long day to get your penis
stuck. You go to the dentist for the pipe? In other words, my penis is stuck in something mechanical. Do I go to the dentist every time, or is it case-by-case basis?
Firefighters took 4 hours to cut the man's genitals free from the pipe. So firefighters in this case.
4 hours.
Correct.
You're there for 4 hours with another group of dudes just looking at you like, whatever excuse you're going to give us, you already know the conclusion we reached. Mm-hmm. And for 4 hours, they're trying not to giggle at your ass.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, by the way, Ted.
I was about to say, has anybody walked to the airport?
Oh, have they, my friend? Have they? I'm just going to read you a small sample of what has come in to defend Miles and I not being able to walk into the San Diego airport in spite of having walked to it inadvertently, but there we were.
We just couldn't walk through the gate.
The gate. Yeah. And keep in mind, we were taking a departing flight. Anyway, someone says, hey, guys, I parked at the park and ride and would walk to SeaTac. Did it for 3 years. That's different.
Yeah.
That's park and ride. Says my wife and I walked from downtown Vegas to the airport. 95-degree day, 2 days married, not a complaint, but they managed to get in.
That's a pretty good walk.
I've walked to LAX from hotels nearby.
All right.
I have walked to SeaTac. Someone else says we walked to an airport in Norway. Norway does not count in this. After 7 days in Vegas, my friends and I had to walk to the airport from the Tropicana because they were all out of money. I can walk to my house to the ticketing in SeaTac in 20 minutes. Downside, everybody wants to be my friend, blah, blah, blah. LAX, you can walk right up Century. You can walk to the Anchorage airport. I did it in the summer of 20. And I lived by the SeaTac airport all my life growing up since a teen. Used to walk to the airport all the time. You still can. No questions asked. That's right, Ted. There are airport walkers.
Mm-hmm. See, if I lived next to the airport and I could walk in, to be honest with you, I know it's a little bit pricey, But I do enjoy an airport bar.
But you can't anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to go
back
through
in the
security.
day,
Yeah, back in the day,
if I lived close to the airport, I mean, if you live close to the Pittsburgh airport, we're going to go to TGI Fridays for dinner at the airport. First of all, airport has attractive people in it.
It does.
You go to the bar, you know what I mean? I mean, granted, you don't have to worry about anything because it's only going to be like a half-hour conversation. Somebody's going to get up beside you. It's not like you got to.
You say what you want. No,
right, exactly.
Yeah. If anyone can remember the country, let me know. There were maybe a month ago, Mike. I think maybe you had this story, but the bars, because of COVID, had been closed down in whatever country it was. So what they figured out was all these people started buying the cheapest one-way tickets to anywhere they could go. So they could go to the airport and go to the airport bar.
Because they were still open.
And then the country finally got hip to this going, wait a minute. No one's on your plane. Everyone's buying tickets, but your bars are packed because none of the other bars are. And I'm like, that is genius.
Did you two see the big news out of SeaTac?
No.
There's now a stand that just sells shots in little plastic cups.
Really?
Yes.
You're kidding.
Thank you.
No.
What
Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I can't remember, but I saw it. And they, I guess they already had planned to open this place. You know, like the little red, it's supposed to look like a red cup.
Yeah.
But it's the tiny one for shots.
Absolutely.
And it's literally just grab and go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's why we're there. Mike, what do you got?
I believe that was Ireland that did that.
It was Ireland.
That makes
okay.
sense.
The Dublin airport.
And you're not flying very far. You know what I mean?
Dude, Dublin
Well, there's
has a
still lots-
great airport. Seriously, if I lived there and you closed the bars, I would definitely do that. Buy the cheap ticket. It is a great airport.
Because only if you're doing a puddle jumper for half an hour, it's not going to cost you more than $50.
That's what they would do. They'd buy it to London.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I didn't like Dallas that much, but honestly, I love that airport.
See, we're all tracking now.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did the good times go by way too fast, or when did the bad times last way too long? But how long was it really? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Lorraine. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So here's a weird one. I'm in the service. I'm married. I have 2 weeks of leave. My husband's going to meet me after a week because he couldn't get the 2 weeks leave. I come home. I go out with my friends to a movie and to the Seattle Center back in the 80s and rode some rides. I get home late. My mother is waiting up, and she grounds me.
Wait.
I have no car. I'm in the service. I live in Florida. I'm here in Washington State. For 3 days, I am stuck, and I finally call my in-laws and beg them to come get me because I only have a few days left of my vacation, and I'm still grounded.
How old were you?
I was 21.
So, wait,
How
does
can you be
this work?
grounded at 21?
If you have no way to leave the house,
All right, so you have no vehicle. All right.
no vehicle, and you're home on leave, and you have nowhere. You're supposed to be visiting with friends and family, and your mom says you're not leaving anywhere, and she doesn't. She basically takes. You can't borrow any of their cars. You're on a budget because you're in the service, so you're stuck.
What was she trying to prevent you from doing?
Oh, it wasn't preventing. I had stayed out too late, and she waited up for me and told me I had set a bad example for my little brother.
God. Was
All
your
right.
mother always terrifying?
That's why I went in the service.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have any children?
Yes, I've got 2 girls. They're in their 30s.
Okay. Do you remember how long it took from the time that your water broke to the time that you gave birth?
Yeah,
Was it a long time or was it a short amount of time?
it was a short amount of time. It was about, 7 hours.
See,
Okay.
that's not. See, the way TV and movies make it look, right? If your water breaks, you're also crowning. And then I had my first kid, and all I know is crap I've seen on TV. I don't know. I have not had a kid. And my wife's water breaks at 1 a.m. And I want to say it was 40 hours,
Yeah.
goddamn later that this kid
Right?
shows up.
I know it's been 30 years, but do you remember what time was like at that point? As far as, you know what I mean? You know
When you're
what's
in
going-
pain.
You know what's going to happen.
To the minute. Here's another brilliant thing. Water breaks at 3:30 in the morning. We're in the service. We live off base. It's 48 miles to base. I get up, I change to the sheets, wash them, take a shower, and then we drive the 48 miles to the service, to base to have this wonderful child. And I have her at 12:30 in the afternoon. But I was not in a big hurry because I didn't want my root bed to get destroyed. I had to get the sheets done.
So you're more concerned about your OCD.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I got to make my bed because that's what I do in the service. So
Ooh, yeah.
say, it's 3:30 and I just peed all over the place. I'm going to change the sheets anyway. All right, good on you.
How would you like to come home to that? Come on.
All right. Hey, look, I'm right there with you. I'd have done that first. But I know you're in a hurry to get to the hospital, but I need to clean this up because you know me.
Yeah.
Don't be mad. Get me out of here. Just give me a second. Just do some tight military corners here. Make sure that you pull that side up.
Do you have the stain stick?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I need to shout
You
that
let
out.
the little
I need to
soap.
shout that out before I stick it in the washing machine.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure I've watched you cook a meal and clean up before you even took a bite.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's him, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your nickname was Martha, for God's
Then we don't have
sakes.
to clean up afterward.
I know, but sometimes I'm just like, he's cooking. I'm not sure he's enjoying it.
He's just doing it. When did the good times go by way too fast, or when did the bad times last way too long? But how long was it really? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Charlie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so it's like 2008 in California. Had some friends. We grew a bunch of weed. Keefed a bunch of weed and found out that you can make butter and oil. The first time we used that, there was, oh my goodness, man. We had butter on the steaks. We had butter and oil in the rice pilaf. We had made salad dressing. We had made cookies and brownies.
Sounds like a hell of a feast, man.
Oh man, I'm over 300 pounds, and there's a reason, man. We had ribeye steaks. We melted keef butter over the entire steak before we served it. And that night, I couldn't find my knee. We were sitting on the porch looking at the stars. The world started spinning, and I couldn't find my knee. I fell out of a chair, sitting still.
How long were you that high?
Oh man, probably days. That was right around when the volcano first came out with the big bags.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you blow up like a big balloon, basically. Like, what's a little garbage bag kind of thing?
Yeah. And, man, that whole week, I don't even know, man. We had some fun.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the thing about edibles. You know, you just kind of, it never really leaves your system until it leaves your system. And it's the point, like, you go to bed stoned, you wake up, you're high, but it's not even, like, fun anymore. Like, I just want to not be high to brush my teeth. You know, just one small thing.
How was the food, by the way?
Oh, man, it just, as you keep eating, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, the menu sounds great. If you offered me
It
that,
really
I'd be like,
does, man.
All right, man, I'll come over and eat your weed butter dinner. Why not?
So did you guys specifically make everything that involved butter?
Yeah, for like the first little bit, you know, you kind of got tired of the taste of the butter with the weed in it
Sure.
after a while. But, yeah, everything. Cookies, brownies.
Well, it sounds to me like you probably grew some pretty good weed, too.
Yeah, it was an accident. I don't think we ever did that again.
I mean, what doesn't go with butter in the food realm?
All right, let's give this a thought now.
Fruit.
You ever tried fruit drizzled with butter?
No.
Try it. I bet you'd be surprised, man.
Dip your banana in some butter? I don't know.
If it's like clarified butter.
Could you imagine putting a slice of butter on your orange?
Clarified. Once again,
if it's
clarified.
melted, right.
Oh, clarified. And now I've clarified and I've added, say, a little sugar and mint, right, to this clarified butter. Now you dip your orange in, and it's going to taste wonderful. But there's also weed in. This is hard, man.
You just have
That's
to
what I'm
flavor the
saying.
butter.
He was explaining everything, and I was like, sure, baked goods, meat,
Yeah.
vegetables,
Right.
like all this
Baked
stuff.
potato you could put.
Everything can be brushed with butter.
I mean, the only time you wouldn't use butter maybe is like if you're eating a bowl of cereal. But when you're eating breakfast, right, you still might butter your toast. You might toss them in with the scrambled eggs.
All right, so let's take the milk out.
Okay.
And now again, I've got this. I'm just pouring melted butter over tops of a cinnamon toast crunch. Are we making Are we making a baked good now?
You could make.
You know what? Yeah, if we said we're going to bake, add some flour, we're going to bake it,
Because that's
right?
basically how you make a Chex Mix.
Yeah.
You take Chex, which is a cereal, and then you cover it in butter, and you put it in the oven. Right. You know what I mean? So it's not that far off.
I mean, I know this is a fat guy conversation, but it's like,
No, but
I'm racking my brain.
It's a butter conversation.
Where would you absolutely object to butter? Maybe that's the way to look at it. There's a lot of things we don't eat with butter, but as I said, we can clarify it. It can be soft. It can be cold. It can be soft.
Even
Whatever it is you want. Like, when would you say, it could be eating a piece
You'd
of
have
pie.
to try it first. Like you could say, I don't want to eat butter on my ice cream, but then you could try somebody's ice cream that has butter drizzle.
It would be good, though.
Because ice cream already has butter. Right.
And you're right. If it's a bowl of cereal with milk in it, that would be weird. But I'm saying dry cereal?
Yeah, you're going to bake it?
Right, what happened to Ted? He got rid of milk and everything else. It's just butter.
Could you imagine the Cinnamon Toast Crunch made like Chex Mix, drizzled in weed butter, and then baked?
Yeah,
I would eat the hell out of it.
Yeah. You would get so messed up on that.
What is something you would not eat? I mean, there's certain things like if you had a Snickers bar and I had melted butter, it's like, right, that's a bit much. But you could and it wouldn't taste bad.
Obviously it's gluttonous, but yeah.
Damn, butter.
When did the good times go way too fast and when did the bad times go last way too long? But how long was it really? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola.
Hola.
How you fellas doing?
Positive
Great,
Friday,
man.
Steve.
Positive Friday.
Right on, right on. Okay, so real quick, so I was raised in Alaska. It's my home state. So summer times, hours are long daylight, blah, blah, blah. So we used to always go out the road and party at the beach. Multiple keggers, groups of people everywhere. So anyway, we're out there partying and having a great old time. And at that particular time of the year, it got dark, fairly kind of dark, about 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then the sun would start coming back up. So we're partying hard, and, it was getting nap time, if that's what you want to call it. And then, so we all, hot rods everywhere and everything. We all start getting back up, and, we're washing our face and getting something to eat and everything, and we start hitting the kegs again. Oh, yeah, this is great, party. And we notice after a while as we, where's everybody at? What's going on? And finally we figured out it was Sunday evening, not Saturday evening.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You slept the whole day?
We partied the whole weekend, but the time that we had napped, quote unquote, passed out,
Yeah.
was that 1 hour to 2 hours between 1 and 3 o'clock. We didn't realize we had missed that. So we figured we had took our nap during that same day. So we get back up and we start hitting the kegs and start getting after it again. And, so needless to say, a lot of us didn't make it to work Monday.
I was going to say, yeah. Sounds like a recipe. When did the good times go by way too fast, or when did the bad times last way too long? But how long was it really? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
The men's room, 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Coming up in minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day and the weekend. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
It's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Jam on. As we spring forward on Saturday night, time is the theme today, so we're bringing back some Cher.
You know what I
hate about this song?
Everything?
Yes, but more than that, I hate more than everything about the song. Because I don't like the song. This song has been stuck in my head all goddamn day.
Catchy one.
I'm on the elevator singing this, and I'm like, no!
I give it all to you. And you know who you are. You know I love it. Sure, turn back time, taking on Huey Lewis and the News.
Now, see, I can dig this song, but this one does not get stuck in my head. I'm telling you, I wish people could see Mike rocking out.
This is, I believe, from the Back to the Future 2 soundtrack, Ted. Is that right?
Ted, the man asked you a question.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
Normally you're pretty good on movie stuff. I didn't know. I thought
Ted, the man has some respect.
I'm like you. I never watch movies. I was like, stop looking at me.
You know the answer.
Right?
Here's how you vote on Bad Choice Friday. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. Will it be Huey Lewis in the News and Back in Time, or Share and Turn Back Time? On our question, speaking of time, when did the good times go by way too fast, or when did the bad times last way too long? But how long was it really?
If I could turn back time.
206-421-ROCK.
I hate that song, but it is stuck in my goddamn head.
That's all right. I've had that damn new Gatorade jingle stuck in my head.
What's the Gatorade jingle?
I can't think of it now because you were just
not
singing
stuck
Share.
in your head.
Right. Well, it was stuck in my head when I walked here.
Back time. That's in my head. That's why I sang it to you. The Gatorade's not stuck in your head.
I don't know, but Fernando Tatis Jr. is in the commercial.
Who?
The baseball player for San Diego Padres. He smashes.
Okay. What's his name?
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He jacked one out today.
Right? I mean,
that guy.
Moonshot.
Yes, he does.
But you can't remember the jingle.
Well, that's the point. It's a damn commercial.
Hello, Parker. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hola.
So, the good times went by way too fast when me and my buddies got our first place together, but they lasted way too long for my downstairs neighbor. She ended up moving out because of us, and she actually came up to one of my roommates and told him that we ruined her life before she left.
Wow, that's a heartwarming moment.
How long had you guys been in the apartment?
This was only 6 months, but I think we ruined her life within the first month, probably.
How old was she?
She was probably, I don't know, in her 30s, and we were, I would guess, I think we were around 19 at this time.
And so what was the loud music, the staying up all night, the walking around, all that stuff?
It was that, but your typical 18, 19-year-olds, but like on steroids. We would wake up early, I'd say 7 or 8, and we would just start screaming at each other from our rooms like a bunch of kids with Tourette's, and it was party central on the weekends. After one of my buddy's bodybuilding competitions, they got like $300 worth of junk food, and we had a food fight that lasted till 7 a.m. and poured out into our driveway, which we shared with her. And we had cops over one time because they thought someone got murdered after my buddy he cut himself on his glass sliding door and threw it down the stairs, and there's blood everywhere. And,
I'm going to guess you guys did not get your security deposit back on this place?
We did not. I'm actually surprised they didn't charge us more because I punched a hole in the wall the first week I was there.
Yeah, but there's two universal truths to this. Like, if you're a landlord and you choose to rent to a group of people moving into their first home at the ages of 18 and 19, you know what you're signing up for. Because we all did it.
And I know you're not supposed to age discriminate as a renter, but that's a hell of a red flag because I know what the hell happened.
But again, I'm guessing it wasn't the greatest place.
It was actually a pretty nice place.
I'm wrong.
Rent wasn't too bad. It was a townhouse, and it was pretty nice. But my buddy, he ripped his whole exhaust pipe off his truck one night, and he threw it on the neighbor's roof from our upstairs balcony, and it stayed there till we left.
Jesus. So it wasn't a building? It was just like, was there only like 2 tenants, you guys and her?
It was me, 2 other buddies, and her, and this poor guy. She just started dating this guy, I think about after a month when we were there, and she had this new boyfriend, and that poor guy, I feel sorry for him.
Well, I think that's the other thing, too. Like, buildings, you can be a little bit louder. You know, but like when you're living in a house, split-level house, like,
You're going to hear everything.
And not only that, not that the guy's a pea, and not that he doesn't want to stand up for his woman and everything, but, if you're an 18-year-old who's a bodybuilder, and there's three of you, the last thing you want to do is go messing with a jacked-up 18-year-old who's probably roided out of his brain.
My first house here, man, so the house next door, it got rented out. Some people were cool, some people weren't, but there was a point where it's 5 college chicks, right? So they're renting it out. And they're partying, as college chicks do. But they had one massive, massive ass party. And for the most part, I didn't care, right? It's loud. I don't care. I get it. I've been there. Have fun. Inevitably, as all those parties begin to degrade, one of the dudes who did not live there, he's now screaming as he's walking down the sidewalk, something about whatever girl he showed up at the party with, right? The regular story you hear at that age, right? Mm-hmm. Dale's, but he's flailing around, hit my car. And I'm out on the balcony smoking a cigarette. I'm like, hey, Playboy. And he's like looking around, he looks up. I said, man, I don't care how mad you are. I don't even know what's going on. I don't mind. If you touch my car again, we're going to have an issue. It's like, sorry, man, sorry. He's pretty cool. So, whatever, no more problems. This party rages on. They end up knocking down the fence between my yard and theirs. So now it's just like, God damn it, man. But it's like you wake up to it. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, man. So I'm knocking on these chicks' door, and it takes forever for them to answer. And I understand, because again, I'm pretty patient about it. Like, you guys were balling last night. I know you were hungover. I know everyone in this house has said, will someone else please get the door? Finally, she comes to the door. I just said, hey, in case you didn't know, I'm your neighbor. I said, you guys knocked the fence down last night. Really, really sorry. I said, I get that. I said, you got 24 hours to get it fixed. She's looking at it. You got 24 hours to get it fixed. I mean, there's no mincing words here. That's the deal. So I don't care what you do. I've never complained about your noise, but you destroyed my property. And that brings me into your personal life. And that sucks for both of us because I don't want to be here. You got 24 hours. Her first thing is like, well, we don't have a lot of money. And I'm like, have you ever heard the saying, sucks to be you? Because I'm not asking you that. I have nothing to do with your life. I have nothing to do with your past. I have nothing to do with your income. But you should consider those things before you knock over a goddamn fence, because now here we are. Got 20. I don't know what they did or who she called, but I came home from work and that fence was repaired.
Nice.
Yes, it was. And I was very calm and cordial, but I'm just like, look, I'm not, there's no negotiation on this. I'm letting you know. But yeah, I had to let her know, hey, sucks to be you.
When did the good times go by way too fast, or when did the bad times last way too long? But how long was it really? 206-421-ROCK.
But that said, much like the caller, I was a horrible, horrible person when I lived with roommates. Yeah. Hello, Spencer. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my time went by way too slow. My first vacation, I guess official vacation, my parents took us to Mexico, and we flew out of SeaTac probably around 5 p.m.
Did you walk there or drive?
Burger King. What was that?
Did you walk to SeaTac or drive?
Oh, drove to SeaTac. Yeah.
Sure. Shocking.
Parents, we got some Burger King there, and we had a layover in L.A. To spend the night. And as soon as we get to the hotel, I knew something wasn't right, and apparently I got food poisoning from the Burger King at SeaTac Airport. And so the next morning, I slept in the bathtub. We get up at 6 a.m., and I got a 5-hour flight to Mazatlan. And as soon as those doors opened coming out of that hot air, it just pretty much dropped me. And I'm just laying on the linoleum floor because it's the only thing cold around, waiting for everybody to go through customs so I can just crawl basically through to a customs line.
What kind of look do you get from the customs agent? Because they kind of monitor everyone, so they realize you've been laying on the floor up until the point that you present your passport. I mean, do they give you a bit of a dirty look?
There was a guy just staring at me the whole time, and I really didn't care at that point.
That's crazy.
He's right. The Mazatlan airport, I don't understand how it works, but like when you get off the plane, you are clearly in Mexico, right? It is warm, it is humid. I've been there 4 or 5 or 6 times, all right? It's the one place I go in Mexico. And every single time that I've gone through customs, I've had the same goddamn agent, right? This angry-looking bald dude. And every time I go, and keep in mind, they have like some kind of number. So when they stamp your passport, that says that they stamped it, right? So if anything goes down, they're the one who's held responsible. So I go, it's like my 4th time now. And he opens it up, and they flip to your passport. And it's weird, right? So they flip to your passport slow and keep looking at you, even though I know there's no stamps that he's looking at. I'm like, dude, I haven't really been anywhere. So he gets to the part where I came to Mexico. And he looks down, and he's mean-mugging you the whole time, and there's zero conversation, right? And he just keeps looking at you, and you're getting nervous. And he flips and he stamps it, but when he stamps it, he looks at you. He doesn't look down at the passports. Like somehow they're trying to telegraph some message, right? So last time I go down there, it's this guy again. And I'm like, this is unbelievable to me, right? It's the same freaking guy. He starts flipping through the passports, me and mugging me. I said, bro, if you look at every stamp in there, it's you. Every time I've come to this country, you've been okay with it. That's the first time he smiled at me. Right. I said, we do this every time. I said, it's been you. I said, look through every goddamn stamp in there. It's you. You. Every time you think I'm okay, cut it out. Jesus Christ. Sorry, man. It just finally got to me. Like, you're looking at, you know that's your number. Flip. That one is 2, player. Colt. Go ahead, Playboy. Oh, is that you too? Yeah. It's me again. Jesus Christ. Sorry, man. It's like the one goddamn foreign airport I've ever been to with any consistency. The same freaking guy. And we go through the same freaking thing, even though he knows it's his numbers. It's like, just stop. Right? You think I'm cool enough to be here? I haven't had any problems leaving. You know what I mean? Like, let it go. Just stamp my ass. You can mean mug me, but just cut it. Let's make this faster, I guess.
The long play.
It is.
He sees you.
Oh, one time he's going to reject my ass. Like, oh, I remember you now. Reject it.
Oh, I like the idea that one day you're doing the long play. And I don't know what you're smuggling into Mexico.
Do you know how much cocaine I
he's
brought
like,
in?
I'm not going to check this guy. Stamp him all the time. Get in here.
Give me a hug.
Right?
Son of a... Hello, AJ.
Son of a...
Up to tell the next one. Hola.
So I got a time that was bad that felt like it was way longer than it was supposed to be. I did 15 months in prison. And that felt like a good 5 years. Maybe.
You know, our buddy Terrell called earlier, man. He had a much different take on prison life.
Mm-hmm. What was the hardest part for you?
It just felt like one long day. It was one day that was 15 months long. It was just nonstop. The same exact thing happened every single day at the same time.
How did you occupy your time?
I learned to play pinochle, matter of fact.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I gambled with that, and that kind of pushed me through to have my food and everything I needed. That's how I did it.
Okay, my question:
go by as fast as I could.
How do you disguise masturbation? I mean, there's no way you were in there for 15 months and did not handle yourself. You know, but there's people across from you, man, and I can't imagine I ever get to the point that I would just say, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing."
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. And so
then everyone's good. All right.
Figured out their ways.
How long before you got out till you got laid?
Not long.
How long did you last?
From once I got out?
No. What I'm saying is you have sex for the first time. It's been over 15 months.
Right.
You have a shot at it. Is this something that lasts like 10 seconds with this girl? Does it last
basically
8 seconds or 5?
I would apologize before we get undressed.
Look,
like, I'm already done. You need me to...
Exactly.
Just the promise of this.
The wind blew.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you the same question. What was the best food there, and what was the worst?
The best food, I like mashed potatoes, so I would always trade whatever I could for mashed potatoes. Worst food is this lasagna type thing that they tried to make. I don't even know what it was, but it looked like lasagna, but it didn't taste like.
How do you mess up lasagna? Lasagna's
by not making lasagna. I think that's what he's getting at here.
You're baking it.
They
It's got sauce,
scraps
cheese.
of leftover food. Like, you don't even know what's in there, so
All right,
no good.
lasagna surprise.
Yeah, basically.
I was going to say, I've never had a bad lasagna.
I've had
had lasagna that had like spinach in it and crab.
All right, no, but there's a difference. If there's spinach in addition to normal lasagna ingredients, I can let it go, and generally I can just pull it out, no problem. But I have been ambushed by someone who made a spinach lasagna. They just said, we're making lasagna. And you get there and you realize, like, there's no meat in this. It's like, I don't know, man. It was spinach and something else, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell them it sucked, but I hated
I'll tell you
it.
when I had one, Ted. What was that place you recommended to me that's up near Crystal? The place where you stay.
He's asking you a question, Ted.
Alta Crystal.
Alta Crystal. Okay, well, the way they have this thing is you have, there's an oven
Look,
in
I
there.
don't watch movies.
There's an oven in there. There's,
There is. I had lasagna when I was there.
I did too. And right before I went there, right before I got up to the main store, they have a general store where you can buy stuff and you can take it for dinner. They have like bag salads and stuff like that. So the person before me took the last meat lasagna. And I'm like, damn it, because they had garlic bread, and so I got a veggie lasagna because it was what they had left, because obviously
should have grabbed everything in Edom Claw first.
People bought the meat, you know what I mean? Well, I didn't really think about it that much, but it was not bad at all.
Yeah,
here's the deal. I have a terrible vegetarian lasagna story. Now, I didn't mind it. The lasagna was delicious, but it was my cousin's wedding, right?
All right.
So we've been living out here on the West Coast for a while, so I haven't had Italian food. So you get a choice, steak or lasagna or something else. And I'm like, God damn, lasagna sounds good. It's in New York, right? New York State. Not upstate, just up the river a little bit. Okay. So I get the lasagna. Well, now here comes every guy in my family like, heard you got the vegetarian option. Like, you bastards. Like, what do you care? It's lasagna.
Because they can poke fun at you.
Right. No meat in there, huh? Steak's delicious. Like, all right. Like, I had steak 2 nights before I flew out here.
See, it's the problem with weddings, man. Someone we know, and I can't remember whose wedding it was because the food was chicken and salmon because that's always what the hell it is. And I'm at the wedding, and it is serve yourself, and we're making our way down the line. I'm going one way. There's a little girl coming toward me. She's maybe 7, all right? Mm-hmm. I love smoked salmon, raw salmon. That's all I can cook. So you're serving yourself, and there's like 15 slabs of salmon sitting in there, and there's 1 piece of chicken left, man. And so I'm like, I hope this little mother effer does not want the chicken, right? Well, it turns out she does, but we get there at the same time. So there's 1 set of tongs, man, and we're eyeing each other over the top of this thing. And I'm not good really disguising how I feel. I didn't say anything, but I realized I'm staring her down. Like, if you touch the chicken, I'll kill you. But then to kind of because she looked kind of scared, man. And I realized, okay, dude, you're looking aggressive. It's a little kid. And I really don't want salmon, so I still waited like, F her, right? Yep. I can take her. Dude, no. In the end, to try to massage the situation, I handed her the tongs. I said, no, go ahead and grab it. She goes, are you sure? She's trying to be kind. I said, no, go ahead. So I grabbed salmon, and I sit back down at my table and didn't eat an effing thing. Like, F this salmon. Little goddamn girl over there.
Last time I was in 7-Eleven, I had the impatient woman behind me who was kind of freaks out every once in a while, and she's like, hey. And I'm like, do you need to go in front of me? And she's like, yes, please. And she's all rattled, and she goes up there and she dumps her purse out on the counter.
I hate her.
There's 2 pieces of pizza left.
She took them both.
What does she order? The 2 pieces of pizza. All right, I let you through.
So what's your backup plan?
That's when I brought the wings back. I brought this crappy ass wings back.
All right, real quick. I was at, we'll just say a rap show.
All right.
Right? So luckily I had like tickets like VIP and this and that. So another coworker of ours.
Okay.
It's me and her. We're sitting there, and Azel's is the backstage catering.
All right.
So we walk over, and there's 1 piece of chicken left. And there's a brother that's like 6'4", and we both go for it. And then I kind of pull up, and he goes, just because I'm black, you don't have to give me the chicken. And I was like, all right, cool.
You took it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
But I mean, he called me.
That is the white way.
He called me right out. It's like, you don't have to give it to
Jesus Christ.
I'm just glad you took it like that. Cool, all right.
Return of Ted versus the FCC on the way. You are listening to The Men's Room.